Being the philosopher that I am, I have conjured up another shitstorm of information for everyone on the internet. Which is better, sandwiches or burgers? Much like how I answered my philosophical question, which has baffled humanity's minds for eternity, which came first, the chicken or the egg, I have my own input of which is better, Subway or Burger King. I'm not talking specifically about the two companies. I'm talking more like the products they make. The foot long dick, or the flat titty. Let's see which one's better. The X-Men origins of the sandwich, or as I like to call it, the $5 foot long dick, has been traced back within Western culture. According to many historians called Sandwichorians, they can be traced back to 18th century Europe. However, the bread or bread-like substance that is used to cover the bread or to enclose or wrap it is long used before the 18th century. So, sandwiches putting meat together and stuff were made roughly mid 1800s, while the bread itself, as can be determined unless you're an autistic piece of shit, can be traced back to old times, like Egypt. I don't know, bread is fucking common. Now, Sandwich had its name not because that was like, his name or he earned it. That was not like a Call of Duty Black Ops gamer tag or random generated Xbox gamer tag. No, it was first used in the English word in Edward Gibbon's journal. He referred to bits of cold meat as a sandwich. It was named after John Montagu, 4th Earl of Sandwich, an aristocrat. It is said, I'm reading this off of Wikipedia, a valet to bring him meat tucked between two pieces of bread, and others to order the same sandwich. So the man was referred to as Lord Sandwich. So this is the creator of Subway. Not in terms of business turn, he created the entire thing. If there was no sandwich, there was no Subway. If there was no Subway, there would be no diarrhea. Anyway, which, like dicks that they represent, come in many forms and sizes. You have the standard Subway sandwich, which is the example I'm going to be using for today's episode of shit. And then there is the classic mother made you it and it tastes like shit, peanut butter and jelly. Then there are gas station sandwiches that you eat when you have zero money. Or, and then you also have like the legitimately good sandwich, that like the Reuben sandwich they make in New York, like in the Carnegie Deli, which is really good, but it weighs like 5 pounds and is fucking 7 feet tall. Only Michael Jordan could dunk on that. I'm not too much sure there's much in this trilogy of the sandwich, but then again, we can see in the next manga arc of 100 years of what goes on with the sandwich. So now we'll be moving on to the pancake titty, the seeded semen, the hamburger. Jesus Christ, I can't speak today. Alright, reading up on the lore of the hamburger, it seems that the hamburger was like what a common dog is to a wolf. It was created sort of as a subsidiary to the parent normal sandwich. There is a reference of the first Hamburg steak, which was created in Hamburg in Boston, which it is referenced early as 1884 in the Boston Journal. However, on July 5th, right after 4th of July, after everyone was drunk, some man just slapped some meat together. And the Chicago Daily Tribune called it the hamburger sandwich. And there are many claims of invention to the flying titty sandwich. There's a whole big debacle in the early 1900s of who created this magnificent holy being that leads to obesity because people just swallow that shit whole. It seems 3, I think, hang on, let me check, is it 3? There's a lot more than 3. Alright, I'll just read them. A Louis Lasson, a Charlie Nagreen, an Otto Kuas, an Oscar Weber Bilby, a Frank and Charles Menzies, Fletcher Davis. Those all competed in the Battle Royale Fortnite Sandwich edition of Who Created the Hamburger. So yeah. Now let's truly analyze the inner workings of these two distinct beings, these gods of Olympus. Now, the sandwich has the sort of ability that it can be made out of anything. right? You could come put and say it's mayonnaise and then slap some lettuce on there, and that's a sandwich. However, a hamburger is specific to it has to have a burger, a steak, cut into a circular shape, uh, and then covered with two circular buns, or as I like to call them, the ass cheeks. Now, while the sandwich may be interchangeable like a bionicle, the hamburger is more closer to an action figure because they are sort of set, not, interchangeable. These ain't the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers here. Now, if you want to be cheap and gay, you could just put meat between two sandwich breads and call it a hamburger, but then that's fucking gay and no one would want to eat that. It just melts into, this sort of pinkish dough shit that looks like Play-Doh, but it got rejected. But, in my personal opinion, I have to go with my He-Man action figures more than my Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, my boy, my man, the hamburger. Now, I only say this because Subway, every time I've gone there, I felt like I had to throw up gluten because it's just a bunch of hippie high motherfuckers that look like shit. Hold up, what's his name? George Carlin. They look like George Carlin on double weed. So and you can smell the weed on the sandwich, the lettuce, the spinach. It's just marijuana. Anyway, I did say marijuana. Don't question that. Because with the standard hamburger, the seeded bread, that's more like the real winner here, because those seeds on the bread, it's fucking amazing. And plus, when you shit it out, you get to see the seeds, and it's amazing. Unless you go to McDonald's, where you just are eating a diabetes patty. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed my debacle. So, in the end, the conclusion here is the hamburger. But if you would like to call me a faggot and say it is another type of breaded meat, or breaded two ass cheeks slapped together, pieces of bread that form food. Anyway, if you'd like to do that, you can leave that in the comments and tell me I'm a gay face and tell me what you really like. But I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope you guys have a good day. See ya.